One of the hardest parts about building LEGO MOCs isn't always the building itself. Sometimes it's finding the right pieces you need. And it can be really hard to find the pieces you actually need. And I mean really hard. But all you need is some creativity, patience, and knowing where to look. Hi everyone, in today's video, I want to go over some of the best ways that you can find LEGO pieces for your LEGO MOCs. Whether that's using spare pieces, scavenging pieces from other sets, or buying specific pieces online. Because finding pieces is a huge part about LEGO MOC building. And once you get better at finding pieces, building MOCs becomes way easier. The very first thing that I would recommend you do is seriously trying and learning how to work with the pieces that you already own. Because you'd actually be surprised how much you can build with just random leftover pieces. And I'll say this time and time again, limitations make your builds more creative and better. For example, one thing I do all the time is use random colored bricks or just odd pieces inside my builds as either foundations or supports for my builds. And because they're inside the build and hidden, nobody will ever see them anyways. And I do this because I don't want to use the pieces I may need later for other builds as supports or foundations for the build I'm currently doing. So I'd rather use colored bricks or something I would really never use otherwise. Because once the build is finished, no one's going to notice, you're not going to notice. So that's why I recommend that you save your good pieces for other things and use random colored bricks or just odd bricks where you can. And in doing that, it lets you save your better looking pieces for places that matter way more visually. And speaking of weird pieces, I think a lot of people underestimate how useful weird pieces can actually be. Sometimes a random piece you really would never use ends up being the perfect detail for a build. A lot of my favorite details in my own builds happen completely by accident because I was just trying out different things with the weird pieces I had, the regular pieces I had. So don't completely rule out all the spare pieces you may own. Now, another really useful thing you could do is reuse some pieces you need from other already built LEGO sets. Now, obviously, you don't have to do this if you don't want, but it's an option that I sometimes go to when I need a certain piece from a set, and I'd rather be on my MOC than on the set that's currently on. Now maybe it's just a couple support pieces you take, or just a random piece on a set. Or maybe there's just a set you don't really like anymore, and there's a piece you need there. Sometimes it's really okay to just take a couple pieces to help create something new. And doing this is completely up to you. Maybe you decide you need a couple pieces here and there. Maybe you decide you don't want to take pieces from your sets. That's completely up to you, and any option is good. Now, eventually, there probably will be times where you need specific pieces for a build, because sometimes you just don't own the piece that you really need. And that's where buying pieces can really help. One of the main places that people buy LEGO pieces from is the official LEGO store called Brick and BrickLink. It's official, super easy to use, and has super fast shipping, and it's probably the simplest option for beginners. It has a huge variety of pieces, and you can pretty much find any piece or any piece color you need there. I use LEGO Brick and BrickLink actually quite a lot, and it's been really great. If you're only buying a handful of pieces, it might be worthwhile just waiting until you've got a bigger list of parts you need. Maybe there's some pieces for another MOC you've been thinking about building, or multiple MOCs. That way, you can order everything together instead of placing multiple small orders, which can really help you avoid the extra service fees on smaller purchases. You know, it's a small thing, but it could really save you some money if you're planning on building MOCs regularly. Now, another really popular option to find pieces from is BrickLink. And what's cool about BrickLink is that you can really find any piece imaginable on there. Like genuinely, it has every piece that you could think of. Retired pieces or harder to find pieces, everything. And I use BrickLink a lot to find a lot of rare pieces or harder to find pieces because it's literally the best place you can get them online. But I do think BrickLink can feel a little overwhelming at first because there's lots of different sellers, shipping prices, and service fees. So what I'd recommend is trying to buy multiple pieces from the same seller whenever possible. That prevents multiple shipping costs and multiple service fees from different sellers. And also, try to buy from sellers that are local and in your same country, because that also helps save a lot on shipping. I use both Pick a Brick and BrickLink, and I love both. If you want the simplicity and reliability of ordering directly from LEGO, Pick a Brick is a fantastic option. But if you're looking for really specific, retired, or harder to find pieces, BrickLink is hard to beat. Sometimes Pick a Brick is exactly what I need. Other times, BrickLink is the best option. It really just depends on the project you're trying to build and the pieces that you're trying to find. And I definitely recommend checking out both websites and seeing which one works best for you and what you need. Finding pieces is something every LEGO builder will struggle with at some point in time. Sometimes the pieces you need are already sitting in a bin somewhere, just waiting to be rediscovered. Other times, you have to be a little more creative and find other ways to build. And sometimes, buying a few specific pieces is exactly what you need to bring your ideas to life. And none of those approaches are wrong. Every mock is different, every builder is different, and every collection is different. The important thing is not where you get your LEGO pieces from, but rather what you build with them. So don't get discouraged if you can't find the exact piece you're looking for right away. Just keep experimenting and trying new things. Because every piece you find, every technique you learn, and every mock you build makes you a better builder than you were before. So if you've been wondering where to find your LEGO pieces from, I really hope that this video helped you a little bit and hopefully gives you a couple ideas on where to get your LEGO pieces from. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and feel free to like and subscribe if you like this video, and let me know where you get your LEGO pieces from. Anyways, thank you again for watching, and go build something you enjoy.